If evolution is true, there should be ample fossil evidence. Let's therefore focus on paleontology, the study of fossils. Evolution teaches that people evolved from some ape-like creature. If this is true, then the fossil record should have many transitional fossils linking us to these apes. But it does not. Rather, we hear a lot about missing links. This was a problem Darwin also struggled with. He wrote, "But as by this theory innumerable transitional forms must have existed, why do we not find them embedded in countless numbers in the crust of the earth?" Darwin recognized that innumerable linking fossils were missing. That was then, and evolutionists thought that as time went by, more fossils would be found to support evolution. But that has not happened, as these modern scientists explain. World-famous paleontologist and biologist Jay Gould wrote, "All paleontologists know that the fossil record contains precious little in the way of intermediate forms. Transitions between major groups are characteristically abrupt." All paleontologists know this? So why hasn't this knowledge reached the general public? He continued, "The extreme rarity of transitional forms in the fossil record persists as the trade secret of paleontology. The evolutionary trees that adorn our textbooks have data only at the tips and nodes of the branches. The rest is inference, however reasonable, not the evidence of fossils." Did you see that? Gould called the lack of transitional fossils the paleontologist's trade secret. The so-called human evolution family tree lacks real evidence. Gould said it's based on inference, not evidence. Wow. Let's hear another man of science. Illustrious paleoanthropologist Dr. Richard Leakey had this to say about the human fossil record. "If pressed about man's ancestry, I would have to unequivocally say that all we have is a huge question mark. To date, there has been nothing found to truthfully purport as transitional species to men. If further pressed, I would have to state that there is more evidence to suggest an abrupt arrival of man, rather than a gradual process of evolving." So according to this noted scientist, there is no evidence that truthfully shows people evolving from ape-like creatures. None. Furthermore, he suggests that humans abruptly appeared. That sounds like creation. So the fossil evidence shows that people just suddenly appeared, much like the Bible account. But what about animals? Do they have transitional fossils showing how they evolved from other species? No, they don't. Here Boyce Rensberger of MIT discussed the most referred to animal evolution example, the horse. He writes, "The popularly told example of horse evolution, suggesting a gradual sequence of change from four-toed fox-sized creatures living nearly 50 million years ago to today's larger one-toed horse, has long been known to be wrong." Wow. Instead of gradual change, fossils of each intermediate species appear fully distinct, persist unchanged, and then become extinct. Transitional forms are unknown. So according to this celebrated man of science, horse evolution has zero evidence in the fossil record. One wonders why kids are still being taught this in schools, and why museums still display this fake knowledge. You've just heard 4 world-famous men of science questioning the fossil record. If they don't trust it, why should you? The theory of evolution is, well, not so established on facts. But for thousands of years, the Bible has always taught that life does not evolve from one species to another. We read that God created all life to reproduce after its own kind.